Hi, I am Melina Montelongo, your mindset and energy coach for real estate entrepreneurs and professionals. And today I am going to share with you 7 myths that I want to say debunk, but I'm also just going to explain where I'm coming from. So it might not even be about debunking anything, it's just having additional information, and then you can make up your mind, for yourself. But the first myth, let's just get started, is flipping houses is how you build wealth. So I have two things to say about this. Yes and no. If you're going to flip a house, you're going to purchase a house, you're going to fix it up, and then you're going to sell it, right? So essentially that's rehabbing a house, what rehabbers and flippers refer to as flipping. So you could do that in a longer time frame or a shorter time frame. If you're going to flip a house and not do a lot of work to it, you're just going to basically what they call motel it or hotel it, wholesale it, but you're going to fix it before you post it online or list it to market. That's going to be a quicker time frame. So you could flip a house in a short time frame or a long time frame. So if you get the most out of the deal, you're going to probably do it in a longer time frame. You're going to build the value back into the house. So when you build the value back into the house, that could take a few months, that could take 5 months, could take 6 months. So if it takes a longer time frame, you're going to have more cost to the flip. You're going to have holding costs. You're going to potentially have insurance costs. Some things might go wrong, so you might have costs associated with extra repairs. So it could be a longer time frame. So could it build wealth? Well, if you're going to take the profit from the sale of the flip, put it back into the next flip and not touch it, put it back into the next flip, and then do the process all over again, you could build wealth over time and in quantity. So if you're doing one flip a year, you probably are not going to get rich off that. If you're doing 10 a month, if you're doing 3 a quarter, if you're doing larger flips, you could make some nice money, right? But will it create wealth? Well, if you're holding onto it and reinvesting and creating more profit over time and not really touching it, then you could create wealth. I want to say yes. And I want to say no, because most of the flippers are not going to do that. They're going to take the profit. They're going to pay their bills. A lot of flippers make a living off it, right? So they're going to pay their bills. They're going to pay all their contractors and pay out their hard money lenders or their private lenders and take that profit and probably maybe hopefully put it back into marketing. And then from there, catch their next flip. So that's not really wealth. Creating a long-term sustainable wealth in real estate is going to mean purchasing rentals and having rental properties, either doing rentals in a long time frame, like where you do long leases, or rentals in the short time frame, which now we have Airbnbs. And so you could definitely make wealth over time holding your asset. So yes and no. That's what I say. All right, myth 2, investing in real estate is a passive income. Investing in real estate is a passive income. Well, define passive, right? So if you're doing passive mailbox money, that means you put money into real estate and somebody is managing it for you, right? So if you put money into property and you have management in place and they just take care of the property for you and send you your profit every month, and that's mailbox money, then it could be passive, right? If you're going to be a private lender, so if you're investing in real estate in a passive way and in an indirect way, and you're working with a company that takes your money and puts it into transactions or puts it into deals, and they work it for you and then send you the profit, so you're a private lender, you could make money passively. But really, what is passive? That is the question. Are you going to need to go if you bought the property, if you bought the house and it's a rental, are you fixing the clogged plumbing? Are you painting the house when it needs to? Are you actively involved in the property, in the maintenance? Then that's not passive, right? So define passive is what I'm going to tell you. Myth 3, location is all that matters. think about this. Location is all that matters because that's what they sell. Location, location, location. Yes. And you've also got to consider timing and market. So, what is the timing of the year that you're going to sell your house? Timing usually is hot right in the spring before people start making their major moves to the new school districts that they want to be in. You know, if you're going to try and sell your house in the middle of Thanksgiving or Christmas, that may not be the greatest time. So you could have the greatest location, but if timing, people are in a different mode overall, people are generally not in that mindset of moving their whole entire house or their whole entire living situation to another property, then location may not even matter. So there's not only one, like that. This is not, life is not only one way to do anything, you know, one way. Typically, if you're going to look at things at 5 different perspectives, you could see it to be true in 5 different perspectives. So in this situation, as far as location goes in real estate, I would say you also get to consider timing and what was the other one? Market. What's the market doing, right? So if it's in the middle of changing presidents, the market may be in a different situation, right? So what's the vibe of the nation? What's the vibe of the community? What's going on in the community? And what is the timing of the year? Okay. So myth 4, non-traditional schedule. This is for agents. This is also for investors, but a non-traditional schedule means you work less. Okay. So again, I'm going to go back to the definition of work, because if you're loving real estate, if you actually truly have a passion for real estate and for people and for learning and growing, it won't feel like work. Okay. And if it doesn't feel like work, you're going to want to do it all the time. Like I'll wake up in the middle of the night and start working. I call it my creative time, my creative work, and do my work. So I'm always thinking about what is the next step, what is the next way to grow, who am I going to contact next. So does it mean you work less? You know, you're going to be working non-traditional hours in real estate. When people get off work, that's when they're going to want to be calling you or looking at houses or talking to the lenders. Okay. Or even driving for dollars. You're going to be driving for dollars possibly on the weekend or on a Sunday morning. Right. So, you know, a non-traditional schedule doesn't necessarily equate to less work. Myth 5. I like this one. But let me just put this one down so you could just see 5. Myth 5, reality TV show is like real life. Reality TV shows it like it is. Okay, seriously, people. TV is for entertainment, period. News is entertainment. Okay, news sells fear. Okay, I'm just going to get a little bit political here. News is about selling you fear, because psychologically you will want to listen more. You will want to go back at the 6 o'clock hour and the 10 o'clock hour, even if it's the same story. You're going to want to go back and go back and go back. And guess what? Eyeballs sells views to advertising. Okay, so advertisers are going to buy eyeballs. And so same thing in real estate, being shown in reality TV. I know because I was there. Is it like it is? No, it's not. No. And yes, it is. I'm such a Libra. I am so balanced because you saw it, right? You saw how it was from that perspective at that time frame, in that minuscular, in that tiny little moment of real life in that person's world. Okay. And then take into consideration what was left on the editing floor. Okay. Because in the editing, they could definitely create a whole scenario, a whole conversation taken out of context, and it could be totally different than what it actually is. So it is what it is. And what is it anyways? Because it's what you're going to believe it to be. Because so if you believe it to be easy, if you believe it to be abundant, if you believe it to be something that you like or something that interests you, then it is, right? Because life is what you believe it to be. And reality TV, take it with a grain of salt. Okay, that's what I will say. So myth 6, real estate professionals get rich quickly. Let me say it for you in the back. Okay. Let me say it for you twice for the people in the back. That is false. And if you're going in underfunded, then it's definitely not going to be a quick ride. Okay. If you're going in highly capitalized and you can do an incredible market campaign around who you are, who you be, what you offer, like you could cut the time frame in half. But being in real estate is like a lifelong process. Once you get in and you get your license, people who are just naturally like that's who they be, like I feel like real estate found me when I was very young. I say that because I bought my first house when I was 20 years old. 2 years into my marriage, we bought our first house, and then we learned how to rent it, and we learned how to own or finance it, and like we did all these things with this one beautiful little house. And it's a long process, right? They say realtors never retire, they just die. Okay. So if you're a realtor or an investor, you're most likely it's going to be a lifelong process. It's going to be a lifelong journey. And will you get rich quickly? Most likely not. If you do make some cash really quickly, most of the time people don't have the mindset to hold on to it and grow it. So it takes time to grow that mindset of wealth. It takes time to grow that mindset of, I'm not just going to take a quick pop and then take off for a few months to vacation, or slow down in your momentum. Most of the time, it's a long-term process, and it's a business you're building. Like if you are building business, even if it's passive, it's still a business. It's going to take time to build. The longer of a runway that you build, the more successful it'll be. And if you're going to come from the mindset of a flipper, the stronger the foundation you build, the stronger that the house will be, the stronger that the structure will be. If you're wanting to build a house of cards, go in hot and, go out fast, then, could you get rich quickly? I'm gonna say yes. So it's a yes or no for me, I guess, essentially, when it boils down to it. And what is it for you? That's what matters. Okay, myth 7. New agents, what is it? New agents don't have the know-how. I like the subject because new agents, the know-how of real estate is never achieved. It's constantly a journey. Like deals are always happening different. You will learn something new on every single transaction if you're open to it. New agents come out with knowing how to pass a test. Okay. Uh, that's what you learn when you get your license, is how to pass a test and how to get your license. Everything that they teach you in real estate school is in theory. Once you get out, once you get your license and you can legally get into real estate transactions, as a marketer, then your know-how begins. Okay. And your study begins, your practice of being an agent begins. If you've already started selling houses, like, so if you were an investor and you purchased your own property and marketed your own property, you didn't need a license to do that, then your know-how going into being an agent is already there, right? So I got a license to basically list the houses that we were flipping. I did not go and say, I want to be a real estate agent. I want to be a top agent. I want to be an icon agent. I did not go in that way. I went in for necessity, thinking we'll make more off of this property. We'll make more profit and have more leverage to the opportunities that are out there as far as marketing goes if I became an agent. So that's why I became a real estate agent. And I had know-how before I went in to become an agent. And then when I came out as an agent, I had know-how. And most agents don't go in that way. They don't have the experience. Okay. So experience is what builds confidence, and that takes time. So it depends on what new agent you are. I'm going to say, who are you? What kind of agent are you? Are you a new agent, but you've been in real estate for some time, for a minute? Then you might have some know-how. Okay. And new agents have that extra motivation. A lot of new agents, so not all, a lot of new agents have that extra motivation to be like on it, and they'll be like learning the classes and being everywhere, and as soon as they see someone, they give them their card. Like everybody who's around them in the 10-foot radius has their card and knows what they are and what they offer. So a lot of times new agents will not necessarily have the experience of being in transactions and will leverage the experience of their broker, but they absolutely have drive to be to stand out amongst the pack. So they'll have great customer service, and they'll be on it when you need them. They'll answer their phone at 1 o'clock in the morning because you have a question about the plumbing on a house that you want to buy. So depends. Like every single answer, I can really find the positive and the negative, or I can definitely see both sides of the myth like we're talking about. So anyways, I'm Melina Montelongo. I've been in real estate for a while, about 15 years. I've been an agent for about 5 years, and I love real estate. It's going to always be a part of my life. So I'll continue to come with more insight. I'm looking for more individuals to work with in real estate. I'm building my real estate legacy as we speak, leveraging EXP business model as a tool, as a vehicle. And if you're down to build wealth in real estate, down to build legacy, down to help a lot of people in the process, come join me. Have a beautiful afternoon, and I'll come back to you soon on my YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe and all that other good stuff. Comment, send me a message. Be awesome. Go be awesome. Bye.